What's up, bookish babes? Welcome or welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we'll be reading fantasy for a week. I decided to do this video because I seen Haley Pham, Sarah Caroli, and if I'm not mistaken, Disney Sitwell doing this video. And after watching their video, it put me in this mood to read fantasy because if you know or not, I started off reading fantasy when I got back into reading. I used to only read fantasy and then I jumped over into romance and I haven't jumped back to fantasy. So after watching their videos, I was like, I want to get back into the world of make-believe with the fantasy, with the fays and the vampires and dragons and dinosaurs and lions and bears. Oh my, I wanted to jump back into that because I found comfort in reading about vampires and fae and magical, like it's just something about the world building and like it's just so magical to me that I'm actually surprised it took me so long to get back into reading fantasy. But the first book I decided to finally read is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I decided to dive into the Mortal Instrument series because I've seen a lot of people reading this and a lot of people actually enjoy this 500 book series, and I'm very interested in seeing what the hype is about this series. So this is going to be our first read, and yeah, so I'm gonna start rambling on. If you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button down below and the bell right next to it so you can join the fam. And let's hop on into this video.
Lights on, but there ain't no one in the apartment. I was shotgun to the airport, think I'm getting car sick. We gave 2 years to the relationship. Now the time's gone, did we waste that shit? Didn't move all the way to New York just to bartend. But I can't stand looking in your eyes, scared of what I'll find. I can't give you what you want without losing what I need. I can't give you what you want without taking care of me. I can't give you what you want without taking care of me. 14 days.
Alright guys, I'm sorry about the noise in the background. It's the space heater going right now because I am cold. But I am still reading City of Bones. I am almost done. I'm on page 329 and so far so good. It's easy to read. I'm semi enjoying it. It's nothing really happening in this book so far besides her mom got kidnapped. I don't know if that's a secret, but her mom got kidnapped. So besides that, they just doing the regular smuggler things or trying to find her mom basically. So maybe as the series keep going on, the better the book's going to be. So yeah, but I'm going to finish reading this book and we're going to be picking out our next book to read for this week because in 2 days I'll be going to Panama, and yeah, so we're going to be reading in Panama. I'm going to be bringing y'all with me to Panama, so you know, we're going to be reading on the beach and enjoying ourselves. So I decided the book that I wanted to take with me to Panama is going to be Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. Yeah, by Stephanie Garber. I'm looking at it over here. I'm looking at it over here on the shelf. I haven't read the Carval trilogy yet at all, so maybe, I don't know. But I think I'm gonna just read the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. Well, it's a trilogy, but it's a duology right now. Yeah, and then some other time in the future I will be reading Carval because a lot of people say that them books are like whimsical type things. And I wanted to go, you know, have something to read because I'm in a fantasy mood, like I told you guys. Hence the week of fantasy. So I'm going to finish reading City of Bones and then we're going to pick up Once Upon a Broken Heart and dive into that. So yeah.
Since I left, losing you is an adjustment. And deep down I've been dealing with regret, but I know I can't trust it. Cause if I gotta choose between me and you, then you're gonna lose. But what I wanna know when I'm feeling low, are you already seeing other dudes? I just can't stand looking in your eyes, scared of what I'll find. I can't give you what you want without losing what I need. I can't give you what you want without taking care of me. I can't give you what you want.
Alright guys, so I'm done reading City of Bones, and we're gonna pick out our next read. I told you guys, and I think that's the clip before this, that I was going to end up reading Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I haven't read the Carball series, like I said, so I'm gonna take this with me to Florida and we're gonna dive into this. So I'm gonna start reading it today, after I get finished cleaning out my car and, you know, doing the basic necessities to get prepared for this trip. But yeah, I'm gonna dive into this book and I'll see you guys when I start reading it.
Refreshing, we walking together, no matter the weather, we rise up for better, yeah. We walking together, no matter the weather, we rise up for better, yeah. This morning was different, epiphanies running the symphonies, humming the distance. Back on my own just to think for myself, but then people assume that I'm distant. Back in my hometown to see people really, now that only means business. Like how could you ever leave me? I would never do that when you made this commitment.
Alright guys, so it is Tuesday and I am on page 263 in Once Upon a Broken Heart. So far so good. It is giving the Alice in Wonderland vibes to me. And excuse my appearance, I am looking crazy. I am still recouping from spring break in Florida, so just hold on. I might look better in the next clip, hopefully. But I am, like I said, enjoying the book so far. I just wanted to check in with you guys and let you guys know that I will be finishing this book today. And we're going to jump into, I don't know if I want to start the next book in this series so I can finish the series out. Or do I want to just pick up another book? But I think since I'm in this world, I might continue on because it's a fairly easy read. Like, I've been flying through this book. So, yeah. We're going to just continue to read, finish this up, and then we'll be back to see which book I pick up next. Like, I'm so ready to dive into Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn, but we're gonna wait. But yeah, it's Tuesday, like I said, and we're gonna wrap this book up so we can jump into another book. So yeah. All right guys, so it is Wednesday. Am I zoomed in? No. Okay, it is Wednesday and I finished reading Once Upon a Broken Heart. I think I'm gonna get that book like a 3.75. I wasn't very interested. Like, I feel like it really reminded me of The Shadow Between Us. I think that's the name of that book. The Shadow Between Us. It reminds me of that book for some reason. Like, it really reminds me of that one. So I'm not going into the next book because I don't want to put myself in some type of a slump. So I think we're going to read A Night Me. Yeah, I think I want to start A Night Me. Let's go over the TBR to see which one. So it's either Ignite Me. Like I said, we're not going in this one. Kingdom of the Curse. By a Thread by Lucy Score. Ooh, or should I start the Kingdom? I'm saying Empire of Storms, but I mean I have to tandem read, and I'm going to be at work all day tomorrow, so I don't think that would be a smart decision. I already read City of Bones. I already read this book, so. Or should I just start No Show? I think I'm gonna start No Show. I feel like, but I'm in a fantasy mood. I'll let you guys know what I decide.
Make you happy even if there is a detachment. Life is slowly, surely moving faster. Put me through the fire instead of through the casket. Look around, tell me what you see.
On page 143 in The Ballad of Never After, and I want to go ahead and just give you guys my thoughts on this book. Now, let's take it back to Once Upon a Broken Heart for a second, because I felt like Evangeline was so naive. I don't know if I said this in the intro of this video or not. That was filmed on Sunday. But she is so naive. She's like, now, not saying it's something wrong with being the type of person that wants to believe that it's good in everybody, but at a certain extent, a snake is a snake. Like, a snake ain't gonna be a giraffe. Like, a snake is a snake. Like, I just don't understand. She was like, she seen with her own eyes. Like, she just like, oh, well, she looked at me weird when I said that, or she rolled her eyes. But no, maybe I'm tripping. Like, maybe, no, okay, one time, maybe just pay attention the next time. The second time, all right, cool, what the fuck going on? She was just like brushing stuff off until it bit in the ass. Like, I don't understand. And then she learned one party trick, and she just cannot stop using her one little party trick. Like, the little party trick, she learned one party trick and just cannot stop herself. And that's what led her to where she at right now. I know I'm explaining around it because I don't want to spoil it for anybody who haven't read the book yet, but so far I'm enjoying The Ballad of Never After. It's like where all the juicy stuff is starting to happen. I really wasn't into Once Upon a Broken Heart like that. I gave it like a 3.5 star. So we're gonna finish reading this today so that we can pick out another book in the lineup to read. I think I'm gonna read Kingdom of the Curse next, and then we can tandem read Empire of Storm and Tower Done last. So yeah.
Just on the way in and out as I pray to the clouds for a place is free. We walking together, no matter the weather. We rise up for better, yeah. We walking together, no matter the weather. We rise up for better, yeah. For all of humanity breaking the vanity, pick and choose if you can fit the shoes. Pack it up and never backtrack, becoming abstract for the last laugh. Before they take it far, before they take your justice and they break the law, before they make assumptions and create a storm, they state the public in a different form. I feel like I don't know where I am anymore. I feel like I can no longer wait to ignore. Old mistakes don't control my fate. Open gates into a whole new place. Feed your soul the vehicle that lies within the hope that you can find it then. We walking together, no matter the weather. We rise up for better.
Finished reading The Ballad of Never After last night sometime, and I decided to pick up Amari in the Great Game instead of one of the books that's on my TBR for this month. I wanted to read this because if you have not read Amari and the Night Brother, which is right here. You should grab it and read it. It's a middle grade fantasy book about this young, beautiful, black, successful little girl. Well, she's not really successful, but you know, intelligent little girl. And yeah, when I read that book, I fell in love with the character. And this book came out sometime last year, if I'm not mistaken. It came out with another book. I want to say The Final Gambit. It came out whenever The Final Gambit came out. Amari and the Great Game came out. So I picked it up then. I picked it on release date, and I just haven't gotten around to reading it. And I was looking at my bookshelf the other day, and I remember how much I enjoyed Amari and the Knight Brothers. So I decided, instead of reading a book that's on my TBR, to just pick up this book and read it. So that's what we're doing. And I rated The Ballad of Never After a 5-star. I cannot wait until I think it's like One True Curse or One True Love Curse. I don't remember the name of the third book that's coming out with that series, but I think it's coming out in September, and I cannot wait for it to come out, because the way that The Ballad of Never After end, my phone's just out in the camera while I'm talking to y'all, but the way that the Ballad of Never After end, I was shook. I'm not even gonna hold you. I was shook. I was so shook to that. I was just like, I honestly don't know what I'm gonna do, because I really want to know what happened. Yeah, it's called A Curse for True Love. It's this one right here. Let me hit once to read, and it comes out. No, they changed it to October 24th. No, it was supposed to come out in September. Now it comes out October the 24th. I'm going to. I can't. Like, I cannot. I don't know. Like, oh my God. I really want to know. And that's like at the end of the year. Like, that is a couple days before my birthday. I was born on Halloween. But I just want to know if you ever read the duology that is Once Upon a Broken Heart and The Ballad of Never After, then you know how The Ballad of Never After end. Like, both of the books end on a cliffhanger, which made me dive right into The Ballad of Never After, because I want to know what happened and why the first book ended the way it did, and then this one ended on a cliffhanger, and I am shook because I really want to know what happened. Like, I really want to know what happened. In October, it is April. I just don't know what to do with myself right now, because I'm so shook. I know one of my bookish babes on TikTok told me that it was supposed to be coming out in October, and I was like, I hope not, because I really want to know what happened. So if you haven't read that series, read that series. I have not read the Carval trilogy yet, but I think sooner or later I'm gonna go back and read that trilogy just to get acclimated with the world, because if I'm not mistaken, Jax is in one of those books in that series. So yeah, I just got off work and it's like 10:38. I'm not even gonna show you. I don't know why I was finna be like, it's 10:38, like, look, and y'all don't never be able to see my phone. But I'm about to dive into this book so that we can end up reading one of the books that's actually on my TBR next, so that I can end this video off on Sunday, since I actually started on a Sunday. So yeah, let's get into this book and I'll give you guys my thoughts when we halfway through. So
Baby, you could keep me going, 'cause you've been everywhere. Let me take up all the love you're showing. I need it more than air. And you know that I've been suffocating. You could be the one to help, but my issues are nauseating. I don't wanna bring you down, I just wanna be free from the freak. Feel love for the first time. I just wanna love something about me. See something to open my eyes. Don't wanna be the only one with a house key. Have something I'm proud of. I wish we were living in my dreams, cause in another world you'll come with me and we'd be out of sight, out of mind. Driving windows down with your hand in mine. Out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. Out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. Driving windows down, we could take our time.
I was supposed to come back in and check in with you guys in the midst of reading Amari and the Night Brothers. I am halfway through this book. I'm actually on page 335 and it's like 460 pages in here. But we're going to come in and I'm going to talk to you guys about the book because, one, I want you guys to also know that this is a middle grade book. It's a fast-paced book. It's easy to read. It's about this girl named Amari Peters. Now, I feel like if I tell you guys what this book about, it's going to ruin the first book because the first book is called Amari and the Night Brothers. And that would make me want to read the next book because I was so intrigued by what happened. But it's basically about this girl named Amari Peters. She's a magician and she's kind of worked for this secret bureau, the Supernatural Bureau or investigation, where they basically investigate any supernatural activities that's going on in the world and basically help cover it up so that the humans, the regular humans, don't know that all their worst nightmares and fears actually exist. So now with her being a magician, it's kind of looked at as dangerous, like unwanted, because they say magicians hold too much power and that the way that their magic range is like they can do just about anything and to anybody, and everyone is quote unquote scared of them. But Amari is trying to prove that not all magicians are bad magicians. Just because what the Night Brothers did doesn't mean that every magician out there is bad. And her brother, her I guess you would call him nemesis. It's like a whole superhero kind of thing going on. It reminds me so much of Supernatural. If you ever seen Supernatural with Dean and Sam, it kind of reminds me of that, but you know, neither one of them are magicians or killers, like, anyways. But it reminded me of that for a little bit. But yeah, her brother is kind of under this spell where he's basically was put under the spell by the evil magicians, the Night Brothers, where he's asleep, but he knows what's going on around him, and she's trying to find a way to break that spell. But in order to do so, she had to wear the crown of one of the Night Brothers and steal Dylan Van Haven magic because he holds the spell. It's a lot. If you haven't read Amari and the Night Brothers, read that and then read Amari and the Great Game. But like I said, it is middle grade fantasy, and yeah, but I'm enjoying it. I actually love this book so much. I actually love Amari because it's just like it's so cute to read. But anywho, I'm gonna start rambling on. We're gonna finish this book and wrap this book up today so that we can go home and start tandem reading Empire Storm and Tower Done. And yeah, so let me focus on finishing this book and then
Out of mind, out of sight, out of mind, out of mind, out of sight, out of mind. Driving windows down. Baby, you could keep me happy, but you've been on the road. Oh, I've never needed love so badly. I'm feeling so alone. And you know that I've been often dreaming of having you around. But my life is so complicated, I don't wanna bring you down. I just wanna be free from the freak and feel love for the first time. I just wanna love something about me, see something to open my eyes.
Alright guys, it is Friday and I'm done reading Amari and the Great Game. The way I am obsessed with Amari is crazy. It's like an unhealthy addiction because I can't, well, first of all, this is a middle grade fantasy. It follows 13-year-old Amari who's entering the Supernatural Bureau for the second year in the row. She's investigating who started the time freeze, because as she was in school on the school bus and time froze. Everyone around her froze except for her, and she went in trying to figure out who froze time and why they froze it and how did they freeze it. And the people being that she's a magician, everyone in the supernatural world automatically doesn't trust magicians because they say they have like this unlimited source of power and they're able to do anything and everything and use their power for evil instead of good. And Amari is trying to prove that she's not a bad magician, that she's a good one, and that she's using her powers to help the supernatural world versus hurt them. But Dylan Van Hayden, he's also a born magician, and he's using his power to hurt the supernatural world versus to help. And in the first book, which is Amari and the Night Brothers, you get the friendship between those two and how it turned into her finding out that Dylan was actually evil and not the good person she thought he was. Thought he was really just tricking her. And in here, they meet up again, and he break out this sightless death prison that he was put in this book. I'm spoiling. I don't mean to spoil, but yeah, I actually enjoyed this book. I gave this book a 5-star. Oh, I gave both of these books a 5-star. It's another book coming out February of 2024, and I cannot wait to dive into that one to see what happened, how the ending of this one plays off into the next one that's coming out. So if you haven't read anything by B.B. Alston, I can't pronounce his last name, but if you haven't read any of the Amari books, I suggest you dive into it. First reading the Amari and the Night Brothers, then going into Amari and the Great Game. You will not, like, it will not disappoint. But I'm going to go ahead and end today's video right here. If you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.